The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play, and when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. So, all right, raise your hand if you'd like to build a $12,000 voiceover rig for less than $1,000, because you can do it with the Universal Audio Apollo Twin. Now, when I say $12,000 voiceover rig, I'm talking about a $5,500 Pultec, $3,500 for an LA2A, $2,000 for an 1176, and good luck finding a vintage 610B. Now, when you get the Apollo Twin, it comes with a package of plugins of essential and iconic pieces of audio production hardware, so you can build some great sounding signal chains right out of the box. Now, let me show you what I've done. Now, the 610B is a great sounding pre that's got that nice tubey warmth, but still got a nice modern sheen to it. And you've heard the 610B on albums from like Beach Boys' Pet Sounds to, I believe, the latest Adele album. So this is a really awesome sounding pre, and you dial up your sound and you roll right out of the 610B. And you go into what I call my little compressor tandem here. I know that's very original. So hold on, let me sip my morning coffee. Damn, that's good. Okay, so when you compress a voiceover, you don't want it to sound like it's compressed, because the last thing you want is to hand someone a voiceover that sounds like it's got compressor artifacts on it. It sounds too squished, it's got chattering, it's got pumping. You don't want that. I know a lot of you are saying, wait, you don't compress a voiceover. Well, I gotta tell you from experience, it all depends on what your client is going to do with your voiceover when you're done with it. Now, if you're doing a big national spot, if you're working for a client who is going to do a lot of post-production on the track, they're going to add the EQ, they're going to add a little compression for broadcast, they're going to put a lot of hands-on love on your VO. Then you give them what they want. They're probably going to ask for no compression, no EQ, no problem. But if you're doing, say, a local radio spot, or you're cutting a narration for a YouTube video, explainer video, right, kind of thing. Well, sometimes when you hand your track to a client in a situation where they're not going to do any post-production, they'll just throw your naked track out there. So you've got your track out there, and it doesn't sound like it sounds a little too raw, and nobody's happy with that. So if your client is going to just kind of lay your VO on top of a music bed, or not use any music at all, just put it out there, you want to just add a little bit of secret sauce on it. Now, compression. Now, as you can see here, I'm not even really compressing my voice a lot. I'm just kind of taking a little bit of the hair off the transients. So I'm kind of evening those transients out, kind of adding a little nice glue to the rest of it. So the best way I find to compress a VO so it sounds transparent is by using two compressors. That way you don't have one compressor doing all the heavy lifting. And especially if you go through an 1176, roll into the 1176. It's a FET compressor. It's very fast, so it'll react to the signal coming into it very quickly. So take a little bit of the top off the transients there, kind of, just make it so that you don't have these big percussive peaky moments in your VO, right? So it doesn't kill the dynamics. You still have, it doesn't sound like it's squashed. You still have a natural sounding track, but it does take a little bit of the, a little bit of the edge off of the peaky moments. Then you go into an optical compressor, which is a slower compressor. So the LA2A kind of acts like glue. It's a little bit kind of like gooey. So you come out of the fast compressor, go into the slow compressor, and it sounds really nice. And then roll into the Pultec, because the Pultec, the only word I can describe for the Pultec is creamy. It'll add a nice little creamy essence to your voice, and you can add some nice air on top. So you can get a nice warmth out of it, get that low mid hug out of the Pultec, and still get some air. So it sounds really great. Now, this is a really nice signal chain. And like I said, you can build this using the plugins that they give you. And how cool is that? So I hope this video helped. And you know what? I gotta tell you, the Apollo Twin is a really killer unit, and you can do some great stuff with it. So I'm a big fan. Anyway, catch you later.